Code of Conduct Bureau says doing private business during official hours punishable under law. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana criticizes illegal floating of Naira, takes CBN to court. And on the foreign scene, South Africa to welcome China leader for state visit. My name is Jude Omamegbe, and this is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon. 2 suspected kidnappers were killed last night in Ogbogoro community in Obiakpo local government area by members of the Akpo Ospak. The Akpo Ospak also handed over one of the suspects and rifles recovered from the suspect to the Ozoba Police Division. It was gathered that the suspected kidnappers were killed during a gun battle with members of the Ospak while fleeing from Rumokwashi, where they had gone to kidnap a businesswoman. The businesswoman, Constant Ziagadina, in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, narrated her ordeal with the kidnappers.
I was in my shop around 7 o'clock. I decided to close. Not quite long. I heard a sound. Immediately I looked back. Look at 2 men armed with masks. Said, enter that car. I sat on the floor immediately. They started beating me. They were hitting me. We were there like 20 minutes. Until when I heard one voice, somebody from afar was shouting, Asawana, Asawana, Asawana. And one was about shooting me. One in the car now said, don't shoot her. Master said we should bring her alive. Immediately they heard that voice. That one in the car now said, come, they are coming. Come, enter the car. They left me because I was still on the floor.
The police are yet to speak on this. In another development, a magistrate court in Port Harcourt has remanded one David Alonge at the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre for alleged defilement of a 3-year-old female child. David Alonge is a teacher at the Urari Ken International School, Rumodumaya, in Obiakpo local government area. The suspect did not take plea on arraignment as the charge was not read to him following an existing legal advice from the Office of the Attorney General that such offence for which the accused person is being charged for should be tried under Section 32, Sub 2 of the Child Right Law of Rivers State. Chief Magistrate Oge directed that the accused person be remanded at the correctional centre and adjourned the case to the 6th of September for proper arraignment of the suspect at the State High Court. Some school children in Port Harcourt said they are using the holiday period to learn various skills and trades. In an interview with our correspondent, they said extracurricular activities will give them practical knowledge of business in addition to the theories taught in schools.
I'm helping my mom to sell her foodstuff, and I'm also learning some things from her, going to the market, helping her at home. That is what I'm doing this holiday.
This holiday period, I'm helping my mommy to sell at her shop. It sells attachment.
I come to help my mommy to sell, and I get more knowledge from it. I think it will have something to my future.
Our school closed last month. In the morning, I'll come to shop, learn how to make hair, weaving.
When I wake up in the morning, I sweep the house, wash plate down, and I go for lesson.
I'm helping math. I'll sample white cement and the gum and punch. As customer come, I'll attend to customers. That helped me to learn how to do business.
This holiday period, I'm using it to learn to do all these fowl feeders because I believe the thing will help me tomorrow.
On his spot, the CDC chairman of Umechim Eche, Thango Agbam, has urged parents to ensure children use the holiday period to also learn their indigenous languages and culture. Mr. Agbam said children who identify with villages and peers in communities learn to speak their languages easily and are better equipped for their culture with their cultural background.
Our parents should learn how to teach their children the native language and culture. They should use the opportunity that they are on holiday to send them home to identify with their relatives so that they can have background of their culture. So children don't even know their villages. Our culture is our pride, it's our identity. You cannot be a foreigner in your own land. It's important for us to be acquainted with our culture. Our parents have the responsibility of teaching our children. If we can afford money to buy food, to go to our various businesses on a daily basis, we should also be able to look for money to train our children. Because sending them home to learn that culture is part of training.
Away from that now, the River State Flood Management Committee has revealed plans being put in place in areas likely to experience flooding in the state this year. The secretary of the committee, Inime Aguma, made this known during a meeting with the chairman of the 23 local governments in the state.
The Ministry of Environment has commenced the mapping out of specific areas and study of terrain so that we would understand the very, very hot areas where we would need to evacuate people from. This would also include provision of certain materials to ensure that our IDP camps are in good condition to receive persons that are displaced. For some local government areas where we cannot site IDP camps, we are going to be hiring boats, houseboats, to house the persons that will be displaced.
She also spoke of other measures being adopted to tackle the flood situation in the state.
We want to ensure that we move our people to safety in the eventuality of any flood, and we want to ensure that we record zero death of persons during this flood season, and also to convince our citizens to be responsive to themselves, to move out when they are asked to move out, and move into secure places which the government and the local government areas will provide for them.
Chairman of Port Harcourt Local Government Council, Orwell Wunda, also spoke.
We are doing particularly at the local government level, and also the provisions that the state is making, that we would be able to tackle the situation as soon as the flood challenges affect us.
Earlier, the CDC chairman of Odawu Jonkrama 3 community, Ahoda West local government area, Oba Avivie, told our correspondent that measures are yet to be put in place in the area to reduce the impact of the predicted flood.
They actually informed the people of Ahoda West of the previous predictions by NEMA and other relevant agencies that has actually predicted that the flood of this year 2023 might probably be above that of 2022, and that people have to stay alert. But however, several promises that have been made of providing IDP camps, but none have yet been constructed.
Mr. Avive called on the government to dredge the Orashi River to end the yearly flooding in the area.
No matter the amount of water or flooding that comes, is able to contain. It doesn't allow it to spread. But since the river is now so shallow, covered with sands, there are several places that you can walk across. The only thing that has to be done to save the people of Ahoda West, sister local government areas, Obaibima, Ndoni local government area, Abua, is to dredge the Orashi River.
The Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma and the former governor of the state, Rochas Okorocha, visited the presidential villa yesterday. They were in the company of the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje. Recall that there have been reported confrontations between the administration of Governor Uzodimma and Rochas Okorocha, who was the governor of Imo State in 2011 and 2019. The documentation for the newly appointed ministers will start tomorrow. The exercise is expected to end on Sunday. In a statement by the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office of the Secretary of the Federation, Namdi Mberi, the ministers were urged to come with their relevant documents. Well, still to come, Code of Conduct Bureau says doing private business during official hours punishable under law. Stay tuned. President Bola Tinubu says there are no instant solutions to the country's problems, appealing once again for Nigerians to bear with the country in view of the pains caused by the removal of petroleum subsidy. The National Economic Council approved a 5 billion naira grant to be given to each state of the Federation for the procurement of grains. Shortly after the NEC meeting, the council also announced 5 trucks of rice for each state as palliatives to reduce the effect of the removal of petrol subsidy. The Code of Conduct Bureau says doing private business during official hours is punishable under law. The FCT State Director Suleiman Usman issued the warning yesterday at a one-day enlightenment campaign in Abuja. He warned that the Bureau will take necessary measures against any civil servant who was petitioned, investigated by the Bureau's committee, and found guilty of using official hours for private businesses.
And now, the business news.
And in business, human rights lawyer Femi Falana says the decision of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to float the naira is illegal and is being challenged in court. Recall that on the 14th of June, when the naira traded between 730 and 755 to the dollar at the investors and exporters window, the CBN reportedly told deposit money banks to freely float the naira against the dollar and other international currencies. But Mr. Falana, who spoke on China's television, said the CBN Act made it compulsory for the Apex Bank to fix the exchange. Reportedly drove her Lexus SUV to the bridge, came down, and was about to jump into the lagoon when she was rescued by some people. Videos shared online showed her dressed in black, crying as she was held by people who rescued her. Miss Farida made news 2 months ago when she held a talk of the town wedding ceremony with her man, Demola, in Lagos. In sports, Chelsea have completed the signing of for an initial £53 million. The 9-year-old has signed a 7-year contract in a deal which could rise by a further £5 million. On the international scene, Chinese President Xi Jinping will pay South Africa next week and will also attend the BRICS summit. BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and is seen by some as an alternative to the G7 group of developed nations. Mr. Xi's trip will be his second national one this year after an official visit to Russia in March. Leaders of BRICS states are due to next week, with part agenda being the possible future expansion of the group's membership. A number of Africans, including Algeria, Egypt, and Ethiopia, have expressed a desire to join. And that was news this afternoon. We depart a quick recap. Local authorities killed 2 suspected kidnappers in Ogbogoro community of state. River State government has moved to reduce impact of looming flood as stakeholders call for urgent action. Governor Musa visited yesterday. The National the Conduct Bureau says doing private business during official hours is punishable under law. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized the floating of the naira and has taken the CBN to court. And on the 4th, therefore, state visit next week. The news was edited by Martha Okere-Nkem. Light rain showers expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. To reach the news team, call, send SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Jude Omamigbe. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon and thank you for listening.
Tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.